If you give me the next few minutes, I'll teach you how to make $100,000 selling digital products. Now, even if you have no audience, even if you have no experience, and even if you have no idea what to sell, you're going to learn all of that in this video, right? So if this is the first time that you've ever seen me, my name is Kingsley, and I help complete beginners launch their first profitable digital product and start hitting their first €1,000, $1,000 per month selling their own digital products. So this is not digital products that you can buy from somewhere else and resell them. This is your own digital product, right? And I've helped clients like a financial advisor, Io Noble, build a personal brand from basically under 1,000 followers to over 150,000 followers, which he was able to produce over £10,000, over to £20,000 a month from his offer. And then Thomas Chacho as well, another one of my students, one of my friends now, who makes over €2,000 a month from his digital product about self-improvement for young guys. Then also Alexis, and again, a student of mine, also a friend of mine, but makes over made over €1,000 in a single month in less than 60 days from her Browse ebook. So she's a Browse technician, and in the first 60 days of working with me, she was able to make over €1,000 in a single month selling this ebook, right? And I personally generated over $30,000 in the last few months through digital products myself. But yeah, that's me. And if you want to get to $10,000 per month or even $1,000 per month selling your digital product, I'll leave a link down below in the description where you can book a call with myself and we can start that journey. Right? So let's get straight into this video. So you're probably thinking $100,000 sounds impossible, but let me break this down for you in simple terms, right? The math for you. So $100,000 divided by 12 is $8,333 per month, right? So if you have a $97 digital product that sells 3 times a day, that is $291 a day, right? And if you do that every single day for 30 days, that's $8,730 a month. That's already over $100,000 per year from one digital product. One digital product. Like, we're not even talking about multiple digital products with at different price points, maybe at $27, $97, $147, $200, or even a high ticket digital product. This is one digital product at $97, right? And this is not even, there's no even upsells on this, right? This is just the singular digital product, right? So how do we go about creating this digital product and actually selling a digital product so that we can make 100K in a year, or even just 1K a month with a simple digital product, right? So we're going to do this with 6 simple steps, and I'm going to break them down in simple terms for you in this video, right? So the first thing that you need to do is you need to figure out your niche. I know you've probably heard this word so many times, fly across from so many different gurus. I'm not a guru. I'm going to tell you right now that the niche, yes, it's important. To have a niche is very important because this is basically what you're going to be talking about. This is what you're going to be teaching, but you shouldn't be too worked up on it, right? You don't need to. The reason why sometimes I don't even like the word niche is because some gurus have now kind of like categorized this in a way that it's like, if you're doing like, if you're talking about business, it can only be business. If you're talking about fitness or talking about, I don't know, whatever it is, you only can talk about that thing. No, right? You can be the niche, right? I know there are some creators that might talk about, like, they talk about business. Like for myself, I talk about business. I talk about faith. I talk about content, and all of that together is kind of my niche. And this is where I build my own personal brand from, right? So mixing all of these together, people know that I love to speak about God, my journey with God. I like to speak about business. I like to talk about content and creating content, all that kind of stuff. So naturally, it came down to like digital products where, well, I don't know, faith how faith kind of goes into digital products, but I kind of bring faith into everything, right? But when it comes to like business, right, I've always helped people with their business, maybe even coaching people with their business and stuff like that. And then also helping people with content. So helping people with content, which drives traffic to their business or to their offer. And the easiest way, I think, or the best business model out here in the whole entire world is digital products, where you can create a product and put it up online and sell it again and again and again without having to work for the sale, without having to do any client delivery, without having to do you know what I mean? Just with the littlest effort ever, right? So that's why I feel like digital products is the best. And that's kind of how I found my own niche, right? By doing this. And I was like, I had worked with clients before, and the clients were great. It's a great way to start up. Like I started off with SMMA, but after a while you start getting headache clients, and you're kind of like always chasing people, like employees and all this kind of stuff. And it just kind of started to get really like tedious. But I wanted something that was more reoccurring, where I didn't have to work for every sale, and I just had to make content to drive traffic to a product or my offer that could be sold again and again and again. And I didn't actually have to do any specific work on actually providing some sort of value, right? So that's why I got into digital products, right? And that's why a lot of people get into digital products, whether they don't have the time to actually do a service, create an offer that's a service, or they just want some sort of side income, some sort of side hustle where they're making money passively while they're working their full-time job, or while they're a full-time mom, or whatever it is, right? So that's why I got into digital products. And I feel like since my clients wanted to create their own digital products and I was able to help them do that, I was like, cool, I can now, since I think my first client that I helped create a digital product for, in the first 10 days, he made over £1,000 in the first 10 days and it was like a beta digital product. So it wasn't even fully completed, and it was the first time launching it. And he made over £1,000 like from creating content, driving traffic towards his offer, and then selling it again and again and again and again. So once I was able to do that, and I was able to help other students, other friends of mine to do the exact same thing, where they're starting to make over $2,000, $1,000 in a single month from this digital product, right? In less than 60 days or less than 30 days or whatever amount of time. And then I was able to do it for myself, where I was now I've made over £30,000, not £30,000, $30,000 from digital products in the last few months, right? So I kind of went a little bit off, but let's get back on the track, right? So the first thing that you need to do is you need to pick your niche, right? Really spoke about picking your niche, right? So this is what you're going to be talking about online. So you want to use your skills, your passions, your past experiences to pick this niche. Now you might tell me, Kingsley, I don't have any skills. I don't have any, passions, or I don't have any past experiences. Yes, you do. Everybody does. If you tell me that you actually don't have any skills or any passions or any hobbies or any past experiences, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit for real, right? Because everybody does. Doesn't matter how small it is. Like, it could literally be cutting hair. It could literally be cooking. It could be cleaning. It could be, I don't know. What do people come to you about? Like, what do people come to you about for advice on? If people even just come to you for life advice, maybe you could be a life coach. Maybe people come to you about girls, about how to speak to girls. There's guys that make over $40,000 a month teaching other guys how to talk to girls, how to approach girls, how to be confident in a relationship, how to be in a relationship. Like, if you're in a relationship right now and you think your relationship is thriving, this could be a digital product that you can create. How to help people that maybe are struggling in their relationship have a thriving, loving relationship, a strong relationship, right? So what I would do if I was you, I wouldn't get too boxed in on what your niche is. You are the niche. So again, I said use your skills. This could be a hobby of yours. This could be a passion of yours. This could be knitting, like literally knitting. This could be whatever it is, right? Or even a past experience. So even if you've gotten over a breakup, you can teach people how to get over a breakup. right? That's a pain that people are looking to solve. If you've gone over it and you feel like you could talk about it forever, or teach it to other people, then yes, that you can make that a niche. That could literally be a niche. So don't get too boxed in. You are the niche. And yeah, again, I said I talk about business, I talk about content, I talk about faith. I mix it all. So what I would do if I was you, I'd write down maybe 5 to 10 things you're passionate about or skilled with, and then from there, maybe like limit them down to maybe like your top 3, and then from there you can pick your niche. The top 3 most profitable niches that you'll probably hear all the time is health, wealth, and relationships, right? They are the most profitable ones, but you don't have to stick to these 3. But more time, a lot of niches do end up going down the health, yeah, wealth. So health, it could be fitness, could be cooking, nutrition, all that kind of stuff. Wealth, business, trading, money, whatever it is. Wealth, yeah, that was wealth. And then also relationships, again, what I was speaking about before, right? So what you can also do is you can ask a friend, what do people come to you for help with? I already said this. What do people come to you for help? What comes to you so naturally? A lot of people think they need to be experts to be able to teach something. You don't need to be an expert. What even is an expert? What defines an expert? Someone that's really good at something. But where is the barrier for really good at something? Right? You don't even have to be a so-called expert if you want to, I don't know, put a limit on whatever it is. Say, for example, you play golf, right? I'm taking this from, what's his name? William Brown. He used a great analogy of this, where if you were teaching people how to play golf, or you're good at golf, maybe you're not a 10 out of 10 at golf like Tiger Woods, but someone that's at 0 or level 1 or 2 wouldn't really want to learn from Tiger Woods, because the way Tiger Woods would teach a level 0, 1, 2, 3 would be too complex for them to actually understand or actually grip, right? So to people at like level 0 or 1, 2, 3 will rather learn from someone that's literally a step ahead, maybe at level 4 or 5, 6, right? So if you're a level 4 about something, or even if you tell me today, Kingsley, I haven't a clue, even after all of this, I am useless, go learn a skill. Go learn a skill. You can learn literally anything on the University of YouTube. There is AI, there is Instagram, there is TikTok, there is Google. Take the next month if you want. Watch as many YouTube videos on a specific topic that you want to learn. Podcast, read about it, right? Watch Instagram videos about it, TikTok videos about it. Learn the skill to the point where you're at 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10, and then you can teach back to 0s, back to 1s, back to 2. And your level of understanding will be much more simpler than someone at a level 8 or 9, and they'll be able to digest what you're saying at level 0 or level 1 or level 2 easier at the level that you are at now, which is level 4 or level 5, right? So that is what you're going to do, is you're going to pick your niche, and that is step number 1. Step number 2 is you want to define your ICP, right? So this is your ideal customer profile, right? A lot of people really mess up on this part because they get their niche and they think that their niche includes everybody that might have an interest in this topic. No, right? So you need to get very specific on who you're selling to, who your ICP is. If you talk to everybody, you talk to nobody, right? So you want to figure out these 3 things, right? You want to know where they are right now in their journey, right? Where they are specifically are right now in their journey. Do they have a little bit of knowledge on the specific topic that you're going to be teaching or selling? Do they not, right? Where are they in their life? Like, are they 23? Are they in their 30s? Are they 40? Are they in their teens? So you want to know where they are at right now. And you want to figure out two main things, right? I know I said three, but you want to know where they are at in their journey right now. Then you want to figure out what are their pain points. You probably heard this a lot as well, their pain points. So this is things that trouble them, right? Things that keep them up at night, things that worry them, right? So you want to figure out what are they struggling with? These are their pain points, and this is what you're going to create like content about or addressing, right? Their pain points. You're gonna use this in your messaging as well when you're creating your digital product. But what keeps them up at night? What keeps them up at night? What are they struggling with? What are their pain points? Then you also want to figure out what are their goals? What are their dreams, their desires? Yeah, so that you can take them from their pain points, from their struggles, what's keeping them up at night, to their desires, their goals, their wants. Right. So once you figure out where they are at, what their pain points are, right? So they're probably still dealing where they are right now, probably still struggling, probably still being kept up at night, and they want to alleviate their pain, right? They want to be taken from point A to point B, from pain point to desired outcome, right? And usually your ICP is probably you a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago. So that's probably the best person that you were speaking to. Again, I know that I told you if you didn't have any skills or whatever, you're going to have to go back to maybe whatever amount of time that you spent learning your skill or your niche or whatever it is. But more time, you definitely have a God-given gift already, or skill or passion or past experience that you could create a digital product around, right? So your ICP is probably you a year or two ago, right? So that's probably the best person that you're probably thinking of when you're speaking to them, right? So when I create these type of videos, I create them like I'm speaking to myself, like a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago, where I kind of needed this kind of brotherly kind of like conversation with somebody where it's like, okay, so you need to get very specific on your ICP, no, your niche, and then your ICP, and then so and so and so and so and so and so. No one really broke it down to me like that when I was starting off. So now I'm making these videos to help other people do so. And I'm also coaching people on how to do this as well, because it's so simple nowadays to make money online through digital product. It is so simple, but people just don't know the steps yet. So I broke it down into very, very simple steps, and I'm teaching to you guys for free here and in my coaching program. If you actually want one-to-one access where we actually dive in, access to myself, where we dissect your own digital product, where you can start making €1,000 a month from your digital product. So going back to this, you want to know. So we said that your ICP is you 1 to 2 years ago. So you want to know their pain points and desired outcomes inside and out. Once you know this, you're able to speak to them and be like, I know you're, I don't know, struggling with this. I know you're struggling with A, B, C, and D, and you want to actually get to E, F, G, and H, right? Once you know this, you'll be flying, right? Next, step 3 is you want to create your transformation, right? This is a very crucial point, right? Because you don't want to be teaching them everything. You want to take them on a specific journey, right? Because if you're teaching somebody horse riding, or if you're teaching someone basketball, or if you're teaching someone golf, you're not going to teach them every single thing in one course. That's too much. And they're probably not going to watch it. That's probably going to be a 67 module course that has 140 lessons in it. Like, I don't think anybody's going to really watch all of that. But if you made a specific digital product solving a specific or creating or taking them on a specific transformation, then it turns into more bite-sized pieces of information that they can actually take in and actually learn from. So how to actually dribble a ball like a pro in 30 days or whatever it is, or how to actually shoot, I don't know, free throws or 3-pointers, instead of teaching them every single thing about basketball, because that's too much, way too much, right? So You want to take them on a specific journey, right? From point A to point B. What is the specific transformation in your niche that you're actually teaching them, right? You can even use ChatGPT. This doesn't have to be too hectic. You can use ChatGPT and say, yo, chat, this is my niche. This is my ICP. Help me outline how to take them from stuck to their dream outcome. Obviously, you're going to take stuck and dream outcome and replace it with whatever transformation that you want to take them on, right? Then you're going to put this into something. This could be in a mini course, an ebook, a PDF guide, or a template, or whatever it is, right? Cool. So that now that you have your niche, you have your ICP, and you have the transformation that you want to take them on, now it's time to create the product, right? So this is step 4. Step 4 is to create your product. And like I just said again, this could be in a mini course, ebook, PDF guide, template, whatever it is, right? A community, it could be whatever. Yes, communities are digital products. You probably are setting some sort of course in there or whatever it is, right? So in this product, you want to use your personal experience, right? That's what people are actually paying for. You do not just want to use what these gurus are teaching you on YouTube, which is just use ChatGPT. No, you don't want to use just ChatGPT because it's just going to give you some basic ass BS, right? So people are paying for your personal experience. Yes, you can use ChatGPT to outline your product. Yes, you can use ChatGPT to help you, I don't know, create the modules or create the lessons, but you need to be giving your own personal experience in your digital product, right? And these digital products don't have to be huge, right? You can make a $27 digital product that can be 10 chapters, and you can do that over a weekend. Like, it is not hard to make a $27 digital product. You can literally create that over a weekend. Yeah? Cool. So when you're creating these digital products, if it's a mini course, whether it's an ebook, whatever, again, if it's a PDF, whatever it's a template pack or whatever it is, you want to make sure that the value is 10 times the price. So if it's $50, if it's a $50 digital product, it should feel like it's worth like $500, right? Whenever I make a digital product or I coach other people to, or I do it for clients, I always make sure that whatever price point we're giving it at, that the value of it is 10 times. So that when people get this product, it nearly feels like a steal to them. It's like, this guy is giving all of this for only $47? What the heck? What the heck? This is a steal, bro. Then it's unquestionable on whether they should purchase this product, because it's like, he's giving all of this for $47, right? Then the buying option is like, it's never now the price point. It's maybe it could be your messaging, or maybe it's the way, I don't know. Maybe it could be other aspects on whether people are not buying, but you want to make sure that the digital product that you are actually giving is 10 times worth the price, right? So now that we've created a product, let's go back. Now that we have a niche, now that we have your ICP, and now that we've created a transformation on what you're actually going to take your ideal customer on, and now you've actually created a product, right? You now need to put it up somewhere for it to be sold, right? So you're going to set up a storefront, right? So you can put this on a Stan Store or a Gumroad, and this, or a landing page, and this will literally take you like 20 minutes, right? To set it up on like Stan Store or Gumroad, literally takes you like 20 minutes. Like, Stan Store is the most simplest. I would probably, if you want me to create a video on how to actually create a store on Stan Store and how to set it up and everything, literally just put it in the comments, and I'll create a tutorial. I know there's hundreds of tutorials already, but if you want me to make a personal one, I will, right? Very, very simple on how to create a Stan Store. Very simple. Like, you can sell a digital product in less than an hour. with Standstore. Like it is so simple. Same with Gumroad as well. Difference between Standstore and Gumroad is Standstore, you pay a subscription amount every single month, but you keep like 100% of the profit. Obviously, it goes through Stripe, so whatever Stripe takes off of it. And then Gumroad, I think it takes some sort of percentage. Like it's very, very small, but it's free, but it takes a percentage of what you make off each sale, basically. Or you can put it up on a landing page. And I usually recommend people to do it through system.io, because system.io, so a landing page is like a website or whatever it is, and you can put up the product there where you can talk about it, show it off, give the benefits and all that kind of stuff. They could purchase it off the landing page. System.io is great for it. It allows you to do a lot of things. You can do like email marketing. You can host your digital products there. You can hold courses there. You can do a lot of things with System.io. You can do automations and all that kind of stuff. So I vouch for System.io, especially for beginners, and it's free starting off. Like you can use a lot of features for free starting off. So yeah, with these platforms, you can get in a day, you can get your store up and running or your landing page up and running very, very quickly, right? So this is just a storefront where where people will find your product and purchase your product from, right? Next step is to drive traffic, right? There's two ways to drive traffic to your product, right? When I mean traffic, I mean eyeballs. Like people are viewing your product, viewing your landing page, right? Viewing your storefront or whatever it is. There are two ways to go about this. You can either do organically. So this is by posting content on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, whatever it is, whatever you want to post your content on, or paid, right? So this is by using ads, right? So if you don't have the money to go with ads, organic is great. More time you do not need ads. More time you don't need paid traffic. You can do it organically. If you're posting the right amount of content and you're actually speaking to your ideal customer profile, then organic is good. But if you do have the peas, if you do have the money to do paid, I'd recommend you do both, right? Not just one, because then we can get into it and all. It's very expensive if you just do one. You kind of want to do both because they work very well, like a flywheel. But basically, you want to drive traffic, right? You want to get eyeballs onto your landing page, onto your storefront, right? And how you actually sell these products is by putting your link to your landing page or to your storefront on your social media platforms. So, for example, your Instagram, you can have your Standstore link in your bio, and on TikTok as well in your bio, right? In your YouTube videos, in your description, in your About Me page, right? So that when people go onto your page or go from your content and they click onto it, they can see your storefront and what you're selling, and then they can purchase from there, right? I would usually recommend YouTube as like, if you're going to use the other short form platforms, because they're very easy to make, like maybe a 30-second video or a minute, or like a minute video, I would also recommend YouTube, because the thing about these gurus, they don't tell you, is YouTube is king, right? Long form videos, like what I'm doing right now, it is king. Why? Versus like Instagram and TikTok. Instagram and TikTok are what I like to call disruptive platforms. So you have to actually disrupt someone scrolling. So you have to disrupt someone scrolling through their phone, right? To actually get them to watch your video. So you need to be able to have a good hook. You need to think about hooks. What actually works with hooks? What actually grabs their attention? And then they actually have to watch all the way through. And then maybe you might have a CTA, like a call to action that might be comment the word something down below, or click the link in my bio, or send me a DM. So it's really competitive, right? A short form platform versus like versus like YouTube, where YouTube is a place where it's like a search engine. People go to YouTube to search specific things. Like you don't go on to maybe you might go to TikTok to be like, oh, how to do this very quickly, or where's the best restaurant nearby, or whatever it is. But more time you go on to Instagram and TikTok just to scroll, to beat some time and to entertain yourself. But sometimes more time you go to YouTube to actually learn something. So like YouTube is also, if not, I think top 3 or top 5 search engines in the world. Actually, let me look that up. Where does YouTube rank among search engines? Second, bro. Like YouTube is the second biggest. What's number 1? Google at their first. The majority, so if you have a business website, you understand the ranking Google can make or break your business. The majority of people who use the internet as their primary source for information begin with Google as their first search engine. YouTube follows closely, being the second largest search engine in existence. So when people look up how to do things, they go to YouTube, right? And the thing about Instagram and TikTok is once you post like an Instagram or TikTok, after a few hours or after a day, it gets lost. Like it doesn't come back again up on people's feeds. Yes, you have like the For You page where if a video goes viral, it might go for a while or whatever it is, but it usually dies off, right? While with YouTube, if you posted a YouTube video that does well, it can compound over time for years. So if you post a video today, in 5 years, you can have people still watching the same YouTube video. There's YouTube videos that I still watch right now if I'm trying to learn something or understand something that was posted like 7 years ago or 6 years ago or 5 years ago, 4 years ago. They posted that video one time and I'm still watching it. You probably are the same as well. So that's why I'm saying that whenever you do sell a digital product, you kind of want to create content on YouTube as your main drive for traffic, as well as like Instagram and TikTok, which are like little quick wins as well. And they're easy to create and easy to drive traffic to your offer, your digital product, right? So those are the 6 steps, right? Those are the 6 steps that it takes to create and start actually making $100K a year, right? So $10,000 a month, right? So you want to pick your niche, you want to define who your ICP is, you want to create your transformation, then you also want to create your product. You want to set it up on a storefront or a landing page or whatever. You want to drive traffic to it, and that is it. That's your 6 steps, right? But here's where it gets crazy, right? So let me show you the compound effect of all of this, right? So if you get 100 views on the landing page, right? So on your storefront or on your landing page, right, at a 1% conversion rate. Usually most conversion rates, so a conversion rate is if I get 100 views on my landing page, so 100 people visit my landing page, right, or my storefront. I'm just going to keep saying landing page, right? 100 people see it and I get a 50% conversion rate. Never really happens. Like impossible, right? That means every 2 people, but I'm just using this as an example for beginners, right? Conversion rate means that every 100 people that go onto my page, if I get a 50% conversion rate, that means so half the people that get into my page buy my product, right? Basically convert to a paying customer, client, whatever it is. So the average conversion rate is 1 to 3%. Yes, you can get higher than this. I have clients that get 6 to 8% conversion rates. I know people that get maybe up to 16% conversion rate. Like it's crazy, right? But the average is between 1 to 3%. So if you have like a 3% conversion rate, you're actually doing really, really well above average, right? So if you get 100 views on a landing page at 1% conversion rate, which means 1 sale, at $27 digital product, if you sell that for 30 days, right, 1 every single day, that's $830 a month. You can sell one $27 digital product every single day for 30 days to make $830, euros, pounds, whatever it is that you want to charge it for, right? And let's say your messaging and everything is amazing on your landing page, and you actually get that to a 2% conversion rate, right? So that means every 100 people that actually go onto your page, 2% of those people buy, right? So that's double $810. That's $1,620 a month. That is not hard, bro. That is not hard. It is not hard to get a 2% conversion rate, right? That's one. If you sell a $27, 27 euro, 27 pounds, that's 1,620 a month. Let's say you're amazing. You're amazing at content, right? Or maybe even slightly decent at content, right? Or you get like a viral video from time to time, right? And you double your traffic. So now you're getting 200 views a day. That is $3,240 a month, right? At a 2% conversion rate, and you're getting 200 views a day on your landing page, that is $3,240 a month. It is, bro. This is so much easier than you think. So much easier than you think. My clients, they get 6 to 8% conversion rates. When I build them a digital product, I bring them the landing page and everything, they will get anywhere from 6 to 8%. So that means if they're selling a $27 digital product, they're making $6,418 a month from this digital product. Do you get it? Scale it to, let's go back to a $97 digital product, right? With the same traffic, you're getting a whopping $23,328 a month. Bro, that's $280K a year from one digital product, right? And you can actually do this automatically as well. This doesn't have to be a thing where you are sweating for these sales, right? We actually place automations in place so that this is like passive income. This is why I mean digital products can be an actual passive business, like a passive side hustle where you're making these sales in your sleep. We usually use an automation called ManyChat, right? So it's an automation software where you've probably seen those videos on Instagram where people say, comment a specific word down below and I'll send you over my free guide or my free course or whatever it is, right? That is actually, it's not them sending you a DM. It's an automation that they've set up in the back end through ManyChat where this specific trigger word, so you could say, comment the word digital. And if you comment the word digital down below, then the automation automatically sends them your digital product. Or it sends them whatever you're trying to send them. If it's something for free or whatever, it's a freebie or whatever it is, it sends them over whatever it is, right? But the best part of this, and the best part of this is that you can do this in your sleep. So you create this automation, you start creating content, and say you go to sleep and someone actually comments your trigger word and it sends them over a message or sends them the link to your storefront or to your digital product and they purchase while you're sleeping. That's what I mean. You can actually do this and make sales in your sleep, make sales while you're working, make sales while you're in the gym, make sales while you're cooking, right? This is what I mean by true passive income. You create the product once and you sell it over and over again. There's no service delivery. There's no product shipping. There's no talking to headache clients. You literally make the digital product once, put it up on the storefront, create content that drives traffic towards it. You don't even have to text anybody. You don't have to be messaging anybody. You literally just create content, tell them to comment a specific word. The automation sends them the link to your product and they purchase. That is it. That is literally it, right? So that is basically how we do this, how you can make $100,000 in a nutshell, right? Yes, there can be extra little steps more to this, but that's basically it in a nutshell. So if you want to do this for yourself, I'll leave a link down below in the description to book a free call with myself to discuss how you can do this, right? Look, everyone starts from zero. Even myself, I started from zero. My first product was like $17 and I barely even made any sales. But now I can make like $800 before lunch, right? Selling digital products, right? So the people that are making it online, they aren't special. They just figured it out and kept going. Like, just like you, there are people out there online that that are selling something that you know better than them, are teaching something that you know better than them, and are making $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, $40,000 a month, $50,000 a month from their digital product that you know more information on. If you want to keep sleeping, brother, you can do so. Or actually take a step and actually start creating this digital product, start creating content that drives traffic towards it, right? Again, I told you the people that are doing this and they're not special. They just figured it out and kept going, right? You have a God-given gift, right, that people need. Stop consuming, start creating. If you want a full roadmap and you want me to help you personally, right? I'm not selling you on anything. We can just hop on a call. I'll leave the link down below. And we'll basically discuss how we can create your roadmap and how you can start making €1,000, $1,000 every single month from a simple digital product. Guys, I'll leave it there with you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.